My name is Allan Bendall, recently formed business DX consulting after a lifetime in print and packaging from the graphic supply chain perspective. I'm out in the big bad world now trying to carve a name for myself. And today, I'd like to introduce you to some novel technology, platform, thought process, thought provoker from the house of Saros. Saros, part of Matthews International, and Saros have very much been a stalwart for the last 60, 70 years in print and packaging, anywhere between artwork, pre-press, color management, print tooling, rotary die cut, crease, embossing, you name it, they've done it. The one thing they haven't done until now is get too excited about technology when it comes to software. And this is where some mindsets have collided, some ideas have been explored, and they've developed this software, which actually was born out of a need to check quality. Here's my input, here's my output. Is one the same as the other? We've already had some speakers talk about distinct differences between digital data and print outcome. And so the basics, the backbone of this technology, Saros matches technology, is talking about how can we compare digital assets with physical propertied items. So really the backbone of this is to talk about, pre-press efficiency, specifically in and around packaging. However, the technology and the mindset associated to it can be developed as far as your imagination. Yeah? So this is a platform which is dedicated to streamlining print production. Okay, it's all around, comparing, evaluating, and probably interrogating image data. All right, and not just 1, 2, 10 designs. We're talking about complete portfolios or complete asset libraries of content. So there could be 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 assets held within these platforms. But if we think about the way that the industry, the graphic industry, has compared or created asset solutions in the past, you have a whole bunch of assets, images, but you try and describe those with metadata, alphanumeric ways of describing an image. Does that make sense? Well, it had to make sense because that was the technology that was available. But why? Why shouldn't we be looking for images using images? Sounds like a novel way of using some technology. So, Matches as a platform to try and change a mindset, challenging normality. And we've heard Marcus and Fraser talk about this VUCA world that we live in, right? Volatility, uncertainty, change, ambiguity. That means that you have no stability. But it also means that to rely on humans is going to challenge you and your process as we move towards a fully digital world. Yeah? This platform is interesting on multiple levels, and actually is agnostic to any platform that you may wish to consider. But it is built as a plugin. It's been built using an API-first framework, and it can be plugged into MIS platforms, ERP, DAM solutions, workflow, whether it's an ESCO automation engine or a hybrid Cloudflare type environment. This framework can be built into any one of these. If we think about printed packaging, it's complex, diverse, and I absolutely love it, right? I've been doing it for 30 years. So either I'm completely crazy, well, I'll probably go down that route anyway, but it is engaging. There's something that pulls you in. I know we all want to think, and we know that the future is digital print, right? But we've still got a journey to take in this analog world. Whether it's offset, whether it's flexo, whether it's gravure. Somebody else mentioned gravure, thank you for that. It does still exist. I don't talk about quality anymore because I don't believe it really has a place anymore. I believe that consistency in delivery has its place, and I believe that that's the brand focus, to have a consistent output. In that context, this technology is enabling us to create a more streamlined output when we're thinking about the print tooling, the assets, the physical assets that are required to deliver packaging in today's world. Yeah? We still, however, have a very big focus and a need for humans with experience. And here's the kicker. And a bit of a spoiler, but I know we've touched on it a few times already today. It's really difficult to find skilled staff in today's market. Yeah? As previous speakers have said, younger people don't seem to be interested in print, and it's our role to bring them on. Here we see our famous lady in the telephone exchange from however many years ago. She knows exactly which cable to put in what hole to join customer A with customer B. And this is somewhat the same as our experienced guys who've been working in print for however many years, who knows that they've got a portfolio of products that needs to have consistency built into the imagery. They know that they've got tools available to them in their mind to come up with a consistent approach to delivering that. However, with the reduced availability of that skill set, we're now turning to data-driven, AI-driven, deep learning type environments to help us move forward in today's challenging world. So, we've got a platform here that enables us to take an image and then query a whole asset library to find out, well, is there something else that's similar that we've already done? Because the thing is that we can create content through AI. We can create generative content. We can develop that idea. We can get past the starting line. But actually, to deliver printed material, we still have an industrial process that we need to manage, which has workflows, it has processes, it has specification that somebody has to define and deliver to make sure that that is consistently delivered. This is where Matches comes in. Currently, there are two modules, plugins. We have a similarity search and a commonality search. So without trying to get too tech savvy, I've created a couple of slides just to give an outline or a feel as to what similarity search and commonality search is all about. Similarity search. This is a platform, very simple, a Google image search, all right? But it's querying your asset library. We can take a screen grab, we can take, a picture of something on our desk. We can take a visual like that. We've got a can of a juice drink. Okay, what have I got in my library that's very similar or have a very similar content appeal to it? So within a period of 2, 3, 4 seconds, I'm now presented with a whole bunch of different assets within that library, which has a link to that visual content that we've actually shared with it. Now, these are all different artworks that have already been produced, and alongside of those artworks, we then have a percentage score to give us an idea as to how close that imagery is. If we want to filter that or we want to add in text-based query as well, we can do. but we're not using any metadata, any traditional alphanumeric metadata. We are purely using an AI-trained model to find us content. So if I then wanted to add, the word cat, it would go and try and find an image of a cat inside of the artwork which has got some relevance to my orange juice drink. Yeah? This gets the artwork agency, the creative agency, the brand over the starting line quicker. Oh, hello, it's disappeared. Right, sorry about that. So let's go down one level of granularity. If I've got a piece of artwork, I then need to print that. I might need print tools. I might need flexo plates. I might need gravure cylinders, God forbid. They're really expensive, but they've made my life comfortable for the last 30 years. So I've now switched to commonality search. And what this is all about is stripping out the print separations that are contained within the file of the new artwork and comparing them to print separations that have already been used within that asset library or within the MIS or within the ERP or within the automation engine. This then returns me different separations associated to the individual colors that have already been produced. So I can know and I can trust and I can have confidence in the fact, do you know what? I don't need to make another plate for Pantone 2758 because I've already got it in stock. Again, this is linked to my ERP, my MIS, my service delivery platform. So I have trust. So from a brand owner point of view, or even a printer perspective, we're not making print tools that we don't actually need because they're already sat somewhere on the shelf in your inventory. So, just to give you an idea as to what this really means or what the Saros group internally has been able to deliver out of there. Okay? So, using this technology, a print specification, a digital job bag that previously took in the region of 55 minutes to develop, and there's people in the audience going to be saying, how the hell do they get away with taking that long to make a job bag? Well, by the time they've tried to find out the die cut, the unit step, the size of the product, the print sequence, the color management, the color platform, the print technology, and then tried to find common cylinders or common plates that have already been produced, that's quite a long timeline. Plus, I'm waiting to try and find that guy with the skill set and knowledge to know where to look. Scary, but true. We've then wrapped this up within Sarasic matches, linking it to a technology platform, a specification server, an MIS, and an ERP system. We've stripped out 54 minutes of that 55 minutes. That's a lot of value to unlock. But it's a lot of value that's been unlocked in a trusted way using AI, deep learning, and all the other flavors of technology that we've been talking about today. Yeah? What do we get out of that? Well, we get this digital job bag. We can define what the print sequence is. We can figure out what pre-press adaptations we need to know about. Is this going on a flexo press? Is it going on a gravure press? Do we automate the whole pre-press repro environment? Well, yes, we can. Absolutely. We optimize new print tools. We don't make stuff that costs a lot of money just because we think we need it. We actually use the data to tell us what we do or don't need to do. Yeah? Fundamentally, the end game here, or the goal, is to find that lights out operation. And we're pretty close. Yeah. So, with that in mind, after turning a lot of people's analog worlds upside down, I've got a question for you. What would your user story look like? Because we define 3 different areas that we know we could use this technology in. We think and know that it would have value, and we want to have those conversations with you. We could be talking to the brand owners, retailers, yeah? We can use the tech to be able to review a whole portfolio. One real use case scenario is global business owner, multiple geographic regions. Marketing departments do not talk to each other, so the guys in the UK don't know what the German guys have already done. Using this technology, we can go across silos, we can answer the questions to find out where commonality sits for their product in these different geographic regions. The commercial team actually has the capability and the power to know how many print tools they need to make. They can go to the right printers. They don't need to reinvent the wheel all the time. They can have best use of their technology. We've already seen how, from Springfield, how this kind of tech can help creatives, how they can get past Go. You know? And there's massive value in a production agency and the printer to optimize that print tool, excuse me, commonality platform. So they're not making high value tooling where they don't need to. So we believe, we know there's a lot of value that could be unlocked by using this type of technology. And of course, as I said, we'd love to have some open engagement about, what would your user story look like? That's me done. Thank you very much.